Now the Lord is the Spirit, and where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. From this passage we learn that true freedom is not merely the absence of constraints but a deep release that the Spirit brings into the human heart. When the Lord is present as Spirit, chains of guilt, fear, and shame begin to fall away, and the soul breathes in a new liberty that changes how we think, speak, and live. This liberty is not license to act selfishly. Rather, it is the empowerment to choose what is good, to love boldly, and to serve others with humble joy. The Spirit reveals truth and dissolves the heavy veils that hide God from our sight. In that revelation we find courage to step away from habits that bind and to embrace a life aligned with divine goodness. The light of the Spirit warms our frozen doubts and melts the cold places within us, inviting honesty, repentance, and renewal. As we yield to this movement, we discover a freedom that strengthens our inner life and frees us to be agents of healing in the world. Liberty in the Spirit also restores our identity. No longer defined by failures or by what others have labeled us, we stand as beloved children, wrapped in mercy and called to purpose. The Spirit writes hope on our hearts and sets our feet on paths that reflect mercy, justice, and compassion. In community, this freedom becomes contagious, as liberated lives encourage others to seek the same transforming presence. We become witnesses whose lives point away from fear toward trust, away from scarcity toward generous living, away from isolation toward loving fellowship. This passage calls us to both receive and steward freedom. Receiving means opening our hands and hearts to the Spirit's gentle work. Stewarding means using freedom to build up rather than tear down, to speak truth in love rather than to dominate, to defend the oppressed rather than to exploit them. It is a freedom that bears fruit, in patience, in kindness, in self-control, and that resists the easy path of indulgence and pride. May we gaze often into the presence that brings liberty, inviting the Spirit to lead our thoughts, to refine our desires, and to embolden our steps. In that sacred freedom we find not chaos but the ordered peace of a life aligned with God's will, a life that reflects the light and love of the One who is Spirit. Here, truly, liberty becomes a way of being and a gift to be shared. Let us therefore walk humbly in that freedom, aware that liberty carries with it the responsibility to love without condition, to forgive without measure, and to work tirelessly for the flourishing of others. When we act in faith empowered by the Spirit, every small kindness becomes a witness to God's liberating presence, and the world grows brighter, step by patient step, toward the kingdom of peace and abundant life. Each day,